What's up guys, Jeremy here from RC Nightmare with a Traxxas Summit 1/16 scale VXL pseudo unboxing. This box, as you can see, has already been opened. That's because we started filming a few tutorials ahead of time and I forgot to actually unbox it. So, sorry about that. In terms of 16 scale, the 16 scale Summit is about the only one I would own. Obviously being four-wheel drive, it's got kind of the standard 2.2 wheels, so you can put any 10 scale tires and rims on this thing. And it's also not kind of like your traditional scaled down 16 scale. Like they've made some changes with extending the A-arms, things like that. This thing can actually handle grass and things like that when it's geared right. You know, obviously the oil-filled GTR shocks, comes with 2 nickel metal hydrides, or maybe 1, I'm not sure. We'll find out when we open it. I think it's probably 2. All waterproof, and there's some really cool things about it, like with the roll cage on it, the long travel rockers. This thing tops out at about 40 mph, at least on the box. So you're probably never going to see that, and you're going to have to run 2 battery packs to get that speed. So let's open this up. It's the same Velineon system that you'll find in the Mini Slash. And the only noticeable difference is going to be the fact that from the full scale Slash or Summit is the fact that it doesn't have locking diffs. So there's the truck. Here's the parts bag, and in the box still is the remote, which we will use. So I don't want to piss people off. But here's the little guy. It, like the Summit, is about as big of a 16 scale as you're going to get. Just like the Summit being quote-unquote 10th scale, it's clearly very large. The body pins, let's take those off. These are actually real nice and easy to use, kind of angled. Here's everything all packed inside. So if you've seen the full-scale Summit, pretty much looks exactly the same. You've got the steering servo, your waterproof electronics, your Velineon system, your shock system, and then your waterproof receiver box. One thing that's kind of funny about this is, like, I don't think they scaled down this receiver box for the 16 scale, so it looks kind of retarded. It looks just too big, but probably because they use the same Traxxas receiver that they do with anything else with their 2.4 gigahertz. You know, in terms of upgrades and fun factor with this thing, the Summit, at least the full scale, has a wide variety of upgrades available to it. The 16 scale Summit, you've got some options, but this is not, I would say you're not going to really get the same application out of it as you would its Pup, the full sized. It's not really a monster truck, it's not really a rock crawler, it's even more like a chameleon than the actual Summit, which, you know, people hotly contested whether or not that was a crawler or a monster truck, this or that. This is even more so, kind of like in the gray area, but I would just put this in kind of like the all-around fun category. You can put some different tires on here if you want to be a little faster on road, or you've got, one thing to notice, you've got a good amount of ground clearance under here, so you can actually handle some shorter grasses and things like that. You're not going to really crawl anything with this, but other than that, to answer my question before, you do get 1 nickel metal. You've got slots, battery slots for 2 of that size, very similar to like the Traxxas Gymkhana kind of thing. So that's the Summit 16 scale. Before you hate on it, drive it, because this thing is a lot of fun. You know, it's not too much of any one thing, but it's actually a hell of a lot more. It's a hell of a lot more versatile than a lot of 16 scales out there, or even, I know it's not 18 scale, but you look at some of the 18 scales, man, you're just not taking those outside generally. But this little guy, this guy could do some work for you. If you have any questions about the Summit 16 scale, it's one of my favorite RCs, not the 16 scale, but the 10 scale is one of my favorite. I'm sure the Mini Summit, the little banana here, will be another one of my favorites. You can post them up on down below, or shoot on over to our forums at rcnightmare.com. Thanks.